Well, I'm joined now by Dr. Chrissie Jones. He's based in Southampton and a specialist in paediatric infectious diseases. Thanks so much for coming in. Can you tell us, first of all, why does Strep A seem to be so much worse right now?
So we do see Group A strep having rises of cases in multiple different years, and we are seeing it rise again in this year, but a particularly bad one. It's not fully known why we're seeing a rise, but certainly during the pandemic years, we didn't see very much Group A strep and not many respiratory viruses. All those measures we put in place to prevent COVID transmission also prevented transmission of Group A strep and respiratory viruses. Many parents will know that there's lots of respiratory viruses going around at the moment, and perhaps this is inflaming our mucosa, the lining of the back of our nose and throat, and meaning this bacteria in some children is becoming invasive and getting into the bloodstream.
So what symptoms should parents and carers be looking out for?
So as you say, the vast majority of these cases are going to be mild, and many children will also have a viral infection and not have Group A strep at all. But those children who've got a fever which isn't settling, which is going on for several days and is looking unwell, a child who's got a very sore throat and a fever as well, perhaps a rash all over their body, which feels sandpapery in children, and perhaps a strawberry tongue, which is a red tongue coated with white as well. But those children who are more unwell, parents should trust their judgment. These are symptoms that would make a parent worried on any occasion.
Yeah, is there a turning point where you should really worry if there's one particular thing that should be ringing alarm bells, and that's when you dial 999 as opposed to ringing the GP?
Sure. So overall, I don't think parents should be particularly worried or particularly panicked, but if they are seeing these signs, they should be alert and should be seeking medical attention. So a child who's having laboured breathing, who's pulling in between their ribs and having difficulty breathing, a child who's looking very unwell with cold hands and feet, who isn't able to wake up as they would do normally, not eating and drinking as they would do normally, and not weeing as they would do normally. Those are signs that you should seek medical attention for.
And we've mentioned there the idea that maybe blanket antibiotics could be given. Is that a good idea, given that antibiotic resistance is also an issue?
So this is something that's being carefully considered by the UK Health Security Agency at the moment. Normally, we wouldn't give antibiotics for single cases of Group A strep. If there are collections in schools, that would be different. And I think this needs to be considered carefully and be considered on a case-by-case basis. So in some cases, this may be necessary at the current time.